What is up, my aesthetic boys? It's Fresh, back with another episode of r/Choosing Beggars. It's a channel favorite, and I'm looking forward to seeing just how choosy they can be. Hey, is the car still available? Yes. How much you want for it? 15K. Can I have it for 14.5? Yeah, that's a good deal. Where do you want to meet? Oh, wait, sorry, I have for 10K, and can bring it to me? I don't have car yet. Well, that's the point of the sale, but anyhow, 10K is too low, sorry. Please, is for my brother, he is very sick, and I want to surprise him. He dying, please. Why surprise him? He's going to die. Now that seems cold-hearted, but we know it's not because the other person's lying. Well, because if he get car, he will live. Now, those are high stakes. I'm sorry, it's just too low. I'm sorry about your brother, but goodbye. I report you. Blocked. Ah, yes. The classic, I'm gonna triple text you and then say that you're blocked as if that meant anything because you are clearly no longer responding to the conversation. Classic. Was anyone else really disappointed in the Toys for Tots gifts this year? Hey, it's free. How can anyone be disappointed in receiving any type of help for your children? Christmas isn't about gifts or toys. Beggars can't be choosers. That's the subreddit name. Roll credits. Hello, are you giving away all of your items? Hello, and I'm not sure at this moment if I'm giving away my stuff, but if I do, it would be a giveaway for my followers. So, I can't have your items? Well, you can follow me and I'll let you know. Oh yeah? Well, you're just a waste of time, just like a belt made of watches. I hope you f***ing die, you... Wow, that escalated very quickly. My mother-in-law is a... Firstly, she invited me and my mom to get our hair and nails done and said she would pay, but when we got there, she ordered the cheapest nail option. What the hell? My mom was pissed and said she would have rather just not even gone because now she looks cheap and it really embarrassed me. Then, my mother-in-law asked us if we wanted to come back to her house to watch movies and have a girls' night, and we felt like we had no other option but to say yes so we wouldn't be rude. When we got there, her daughter, my sister-in-law, called and asked if she could watch her toddler daughter in an emergency situation. Apparently, her husband's brother was in the emergency room. Even though my mother-in-law had us over as guests, she agreed to watch her anyway, which my mom thought was extremely rude, and I was once again embarrassed as hell. My husband loves his mom, so I don't know how to tell him I want her to stay away from now on. What should I do? This is a tough situation that many people face when a mother-in-law is, taking you out to get your nails done with your own mother to get her nails done too, inviting you back, but then having to leave because her daughter's husband is in the hospital or her daughter's husband is a family member in the hospital. What a f***ing travesty. Cry me a f***ing river. I don't know what the to say to this. You can tell when a post really starts to grind my gears because I start saying f*** every other f***ing word. If we're going on a date and you don't offer to pay for babysitting plus a to-go box meal for my child, we are not going. Why should my baby daddy or I have to come out of our own pocket when you're the one asking me out? The whole date should already be planned out, including all extra fees. Well, as bizarre as this sounds, at least she's being honest with it, At least she's being upfront and open with her desire. I'm getting married in the summer next year. I have 4 bridesmaids and they are all really different in shape and size. I was going to pay for everything for the girls as I know it can get expensive, but my FH and myself are prepared to do it. I've paid for their dresses, which were between 190 and 230 pounds each, size dependent, and their hair and makeup with trials, which is coming to 125 per person. I've also organized an Airbnb for the night of for the bridesmaids and my parents. However, I really struggled to get them shoes as every single pair I chose, about 15, at least one of them had an issue with. I was either looking at the same color as their dresses or silver, and I had shown them a mix of flats and small heels. Nothing worked. I suggested that they should each buy themselves a pair of silver shoes in whatever style they felt comfortable with to make things simpler. 3 of my maids were happy with this, and one even has a pair she already had that she will wear, which is brilliant. But the other one, She told me that I was being dramatic and that she couldn't really afford to buy her own stuff because I said I would get everything, which is fair, I guess, but I'm not asking too much. I ended up offering for her to find her own shoes and I would go with her and pay for them. She sends me a link to the shoes she chose and they're $190. All the shoes I was looking at for them were around $30 to $60, so I simply said they were too much, but she could buy them for herself or find a cheaper pair, to which she said it was them or nothing. Now, if your bridesmaid is putting you in a position where she's saying either you buy me $200 shoes or I'm not going to be in your wedding, unfortunately, you might have to rethink why they're your bridesmaid in the first place. In need of a babysitter, 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. on... Wait, 6 p.m. to 3 a.m.? Okay, keep that in mind. 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. on weekdays and 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. weekends. He's 3. Prefer to have him be watched at my house. $20 each night plus free food and drinks. I do cook every day and can order food too. His bedtime is 9 p.m. I don't work every day, so this would only be 3 nights a week. Wait, so 9 to 10 hours of babysitting for $20? Doesn't seem quite right to be paying $2 an hour for someone to watch your child. Would I be the asshole if I make them completely restart construction on the house I'm having built because I'm not vibing with it? Okay, so Dad's having a house built for me as a wedding gift. It's been 4 or 5 months since construction started and I just went to see it for the first time today and I've changed my mind about what I want. I don't really think it's a big deal, it won't cost that much and it doesn't matter, Dad's good for it. It will piss my dad off though, but I think it's important to like the home you're living in, right? Or maybe someone's paying for a f***ing house to be built for you and you should be grateful for whatever it's going to be. You're here to ask, would you be the asshole? And I am happy to answer, yes. Absolutely, you would be the asshole. Can anyone please donate a large Christmas tree for a hospital ward? Sadly, budgets won't allow the purchase of a tree. Looking for something around 8 feet. Well, I've got a 6-foot one with a bag of decorations and lights if that would work. Which hospital? Thank you, but it would look lost. I need something minimum of 8 feet. Oh, no worries, man. I don't know, this is such an amicable interaction. It may be a little choosing beggary, but at the same time, they're just trying to find the thing that fits best in the whole plan. I can't hate on it too much. CB is furious when her parents sell their house that she planned to inherit. Well, this fine CB example has just blown up with our friends over the weekend. My husband's former, mind you, best friend married several years ago, and it's safe to say their relationship is very toxic. She's very selfish and manipulative, so although we are still friends, he has no close friends anymore and can't go anywhere or see anyone without her. Anyway, ever since we've known her, she's been telling everyone about her parents' lovely home in a very pricey part of town overlooking the river. She grew up there with her brother and moved out at 22. She's in her mid-30s by now, but is always there visiting her parents with her kids. The parents aren't very well. Both have health problems and are in their 60s and 70s. A few months ago, we had dinner at their place and they showed us some blueprints for a renovation they were planning on her parents' house. I thought it was odd, but assumed they were helping her parents out as they wouldn't have a clue how to plan a renovation. Fast forward to this weekend, and our friend turns up to our place saying they've had a massive fight because her parents had announced to the family that they were selling up and moving to a property in the country to focus on their health. They offered each of their children a $30,000 cash gift from the sale of the house. This was at a family dinner, and instead of being grateful for the gift, it turned into a shouting match with CB storming out. Apparently, CB was absolutely furious because she had spent $35,000 on architect plans for the renovations, which sounds fair if the parents had asked for their help. However, it turns out neither her parents or brother had any idea about the renovation plans. This was her own plan based on her assumption that when her parents died, apparently she thought that wasn't far off, she would be the sole heir of their house. She obviously didn't think her brother would be entitled to anything. In addition to this, she had already enrolled their kids into a prestigious school close by the parents' house and paid almost $5,000 in advance fees. They start school in 2 years, which is definitely not refundable. She is now threatening to try and sue her parents to stop the sale of the house, which she claims should be a family decision, not a selfish one, as if. Our friend had no idea about any of this. He was under the impression the parents had asked for their help and has now found out she had used some of their savings to pay the architect. Her argument is she thought they'd get it all back anyway when the house comes to them. She put a massive rant on social media, which was taken down shortly after when she realized the comments weren't going her way. Man, I wish I had a screenshot. Here's hoping this is the end of this toxic relationship and we get our friend back. Now, Opie elaborates that the reason why the plans cost $35,000 was because they had to be reconstructed from the original house plans from the 60s or something along those lines, but the point remains, that's way too much money for an architect to draw up renovation plans for almost any house. I mean, even building a new house, that might be a lot in some places. So, I don't know where she pulled the $35,000 number. The point is she spent way too much money on something that was in no way her prerogative to spend money on. How are you planning a renovation on a house that is not yours, you have never been told has any plans to become yours, and you have no plan in the future of how this house could become yours? What are you thinking, lady? You weren't. That's the point.